Good evening, everyone. We are up live for what? What are we doing here? This is Mary Stegmiller's book launch, official book launch. Let's all celebrate. Give her a hand over there. Yahoo! We want to make sure that everyone's popping up here live, sharing where you're from, giving us information of what it is that you're doing, where it is, and what Mary is doing tonight is something really exciting. Now, for most authors, when we get started, we have a concept, an idea. For some people, they've been writing down things for years, and then finally they get that impression in their heart that they're supposed to write things and follow through. Well, tonight we have a special treat for you because Mary is here. You can see in her lovely red hat and everything all about her. You can see that amazing book off to the side, the Life Lessons from King David and Grandma. This is going to be an exceptional night. So Mary is here to do this, share with you her information, her knowledge, and her stories that are going to be really impactful for your family. I know, as you can see, I have been reading to my kids with this, and they'll say, well, tell me more. And so Mary is going to have the floor tonight, sharing all of this amazing, her ideas and concept for the entire book. And just because this is a party, you know, we want to give away free gifts, free books, free, oh my goodness, Amazon gift cards. I mean, it is chock full tonight. And Mary has put in the work. She has put in the time. She has put in the practice, and she is ready. It looks like we've got people commenting. People are already here showing up. Yay, Mary, look at that. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. And Dana is here. Lori is here from the Bay Area. Melissa, wow, we have a lot of people showing up here live. Thank you, everybody, for your support of Mary. Mary is amazing. She is the best. Okay, Miss Mary. So will you share with us a little bit about yourself, and we'll get this party started.
Well, hi. I am a grandma, and this is my first book. I've had these Bible stories roaming around in my head for years. I even told them to one of my friends, and she said, you should write them down. It makes the Bible come alive. And well, I started writing it, but I didn't know what to do with it, and I felt inadequate. And so it sat for years, and a friend of mine told me to check out the Author Academy Elite, and they had some free coaching. And when I listened to it, I thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. And they had a step-by-step program and coaching on how to publish a book. So last November, I joined, and I started writing in February. And from February to June, I finished writing the book. And by next October, I at least had author copies. And then we had COVID, so we never got a book launch done. Well, I never got a book launch done, but so this is it. April's helping me to put one out.
And I'm excited to be here as a support for you because, Mary, I know your work is so much fun. And it looks like all of these people are popping up here. You both look lovely. Oh, that's excellent. Hey, Christy, read a poem. Oh, we've got one for you tonight. This is going to be great. We're so glad you asked. So I don't want to give away anything, but you're right. It's coming up. And her work is just so much fun. Thank you, everybody, for coming, for being excited. Oh, we have got Dana from Boston here. Thank you. Wow, we're spread all the way across. I'm down here in Texas. Mary is up there in Illinois. And wow, we're just all over. So thank you, everybody, for popping up here, showing up here live. And Mary, like she said, she started this whole adventure because somebody said, wow, what you just told me is amazing. And why don't you write that down in a book? So she did, and she's living proof. She has it there behind her, and it is right up here in front of us. So Mary, in this book, you talk a little bit about, well, you talk a lot about King David, but prior to that, did you have any other stories that you've kind of been thinking about in sharing? Because you mentioned at first, this is your first book. Are there going to be more? coming?
Well, that was the original plan. And I guess if people like this first book, then yes, I will follow it up with more books. And
Excellent. That is fantastic. So, Mary, you shared a little bit about why you wrote this book, and it looks like a lot of people are popping up here. And why don't we go ahead and give away one of the free gifts tonight, because we've got people excited, and giving a gift right off the bat will just keep, I think, people coming and coming for more things to come. So we have 2 books to give away at this time. So 2 different people, 2 books, and it is Life Lessons from King David and Grandma. She wants to give you these 2 books for 2 different amazing people. So I'm going to roll and find out where it lands, and whoever it lands on, you'll be one of those first winners. Roll again, who's going to be the second winner. So let's see who is ready for this. As I roll, see where it lands. Dana Strudivant. I'm not very good with the name. Strudivant. Way to go. You are the first winner. I better write that down. Excellent. And keep in contact with us through the rest of the evening. And Mary will contact you through Facebook Messenger. Congratulations, Dana. Awesome. You are the first prize winner for the very first gift coming out onto this book launch. Let's do another roll and find out where the other one is going to land. Melissa Dolan, you are the second winner. Way to go, Melissa. Thank you for being here. I'm going to put down your name so that we've got it all taken care of. And congratulations. I know you're really going to enjoy this book. Me and my family have been enjoying the way that Mary can take a look at a story in the Bible. And this focus on King David is amazing. So, Mary, why don't you share with us what this journey with King David is going to help teach other people?
well, I especially like King David. The Bible does talk a lot about him, and he's so human. It even points out mistakes that he made. But number one, he loved God. And he also had a good self-image of himself, in spite of maybe how his father or his brother talked about him, or maybe other people, because of his grandmothers weren't fully Hebrew. But he believed he was fearfully and wonderfully made. And what an attitude. God first, and then respect yourself second. And I also share in my book my own life, and sometimes a lot of the mistakes I made were because I wasn't putting things in that order. God first, and having respect and a good self-image of my own self. So I'm hoping these stories that I share with people help draw you closer to God, and help you see that the Bible, even though it's thousands of years old, is still relevant today. We still can learn from the things that God has written in the Bible. It is not out of date.
Excellent. Perfect way to bring this right into today's world. The challenges and the humanity and the mistakes of King David, they really impact, I think, how we can reflect on ourselves, but you are very key in how he works it. God first, respect for self, and then he's able to, make amends for the mistakes that happen. And I think when we love God, and if we know that he's there, that connection really can go forward. Forgiveness, all of it all just kinds of meshes in together. So share one of the stories about King David that you feel tonight this audience would enjoy.
Well, I think most people are aware of the David and Goliath story, but I took it a little step farther. David was there that day because he was visiting his 3 older brothers. And in fact, his oldest brother told him to go home, that he was just conceited and he had an evil heart. and he was just wanting to watch the war. And David, like I was talking, he had a good self-image. Saul called him because he heard him say, somebody should go challenge this one. And when he talked to Saul, he said, I will do it. Because he could see how God could use him. And he didn't let his brother's words deter him at all. But can you imagine what it was like for those three brothers? The army was over miles. And probably when David started going down the hill to face Goliath, he was too far away for them to stop him. But wouldn't they be wanting to stop their little brother from going to fight this giant that they were afraid of? I wrote about it in my story. I could see the three brothers wanting to know what's going on here. Our little brother is going down to fight that giant that all of us are afraid of. And somehow I pictured Shema must have been the one that trained him, and he loved David. And the other two brothers are holding him back. And the oldest brother, who's just insulted him, offers to go in his place. And Shema is like, why did you do that? You don't even like him. And the older brother said, you don't know what it's like being the oldest. I'm responsible for all of you. I could not go home and face mom and dad and tell them I watched my little brother get killed and didn't do anything. I would rather die myself. And that's how stories go on in my head. And exactly. I've written them down in the Bible, in my book.
And that brings so much perspective and understanding of, we know that the word of God is there and the stories are there. And when we can understand, families were a part of this. Well, how does my family act? How do I respond to this? There are so many things that really we can bring in because the life of these stories have that impact for many things. I love what Christy has to say. She says, wise advice. Linda, amen. It does. It seems that God uses your friend to spark that dream and you were obedient. Look at that in writing this book. It is an exciting time. And when we make the scriptures come alive, we're able to apply them in so much, I would say in a way that is very helpful as well as challenging to ourselves so that we can continue to grow and improve. And so, Mary, your work here is doing just that. Other things that King David, how did he prepare prior to going to Goliath? What is part of that story?
Well, I believe God was preparing him all along. He started out with sheep and he had to protect them. And I'm sure somebody went to train him. And again, I thought it was Shema, the third oldest, because if the older one didn't like him, he would have just gave the job to a younger brother. And I thought the second one pretty much agreed with the older one. But he had to teach him how to throw the sling, how to use his rod. And he killed a lion and a bear with just his rod. And he knew God could help him. So it wasn't anything new to him to turn to God's strength.
You're right. You're right. You're right. God is at work with this. Good job, Mary. I love all the exciting people who are here and joining. This is making the story come to life. And if we think about, just a rod to kill a bear and a lion. Now, I have seen a bear in the wild. I go the other way. I don't go to face that bear. Been prepared. So again, going in the giant, he was also prepared. He had many things that his connection with God was always first. even though he made mistakes. And I feel like that's like many of us. We love God, we try our best, but mistakes still happen. So we just have to give, grace, forgiveness, and keep things rolling along. Melissa, she is so excited. She says, what a wonderful gift of lessons for our babies in life. I agree. Thank you for Look at how many people are excited to be here. We've got lots of people here live and with all of your support. Fantastic. Well, it looks like, would you like us to give away this second set of prizes, Miss Mary?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I have right here a book. Miss Michelle Classine, I saw her pop in here. Michelle, we are giving away one of your books, Spring into Life, tonight. And you guys have been fantastic supports of one another in all of the friendships and with firing and the things that you guys are doing together. And I think that is wonderful. So Mary would like to give away one of your books tonight. So let's see who this winner is going to be. Let's roll. Oh my goodness, roll the dice. And Linda Larson Schultz, you are the winner of Spring into Life. So congratulations. I'm going to put that name down here. And way to go. We're so happy that you joined us tonight. And you are this winner for Spring into Life. We also have another copy of Life Lessons of King David and from King David and Grandma to give away at this time. So who is going to be our lucky winner? Who wants it? Get those hands up. Let's see what everybody wants. Who's going to be here? And scrolling through. Nanette, you are the winner of this. I'm going to put that down. Nanette O'Neill, thank you so much for coming here and being here live. You have won yourself a free copy tonight of King David. So congratulations. I love it. So many people are saying congratulations. This is awesome. Look at all the things that you're doing. This is such a fun time to get the information out to the people and to be here and be so supportive. Christy, we love what you're saying here. Yay, Michelle. Everyone, so excited. Way to go. So while I failed to recognize somebody tonight, and I want to make an introduction. Mary has a special guest speaker that is coming tonight, and it's been something that she has been working towards connecting. It was a challenge because of the distance to have this guest speaker come tonight, as well as we know that COVID is here. We know that there's just a lot of challenges, but Mary persevered and she's going to bring in her guest. So I'm going to excuse Mary. And while she's off going to get her guest, I have the privilege to read something for you, a poem, just like Christy had said. Are we going to read poems tonight? We are. I'm going to read one of these for all of you while Mary goes to get her friend. So I'm going to excuse Mary now, and you just get to look at me for a bit. Really, the exciting part of what Mary does in her book is as she weaves in her own story, she would write poetry. And in the poetry, there is something I think that really connects so many people. And this poem that she would like me to read for you tonight, it is called The Name Game. And like any of us, when we are searching in life, we really want to be able to understand who we are, what our purpose is, and how we can go forward to help other people. So in this name game, she shares with us a bit about how she feels about finding her own name. The name game. Many are the names we're called, some pretty, some petty, some downright mean. Friend and foe, they give us names, trying to describe our lives. Cast off those useless names and purge them from our being, for Abba God knows us more than they. He has for us, a beautiful name, a name of hope, truth, and promise, and guidance along the way. Seek now the name that God gave you. Free yourself from those who are mean. Find fulfilling joy in your life and a purpose for you to gain. Free yourself from those who are mean. Wow. I think in this lifetime, searching for that freedom, it definitely is a challenge. We know growing up, we try to stay with good friends, and hopefully we have a family filled with love and support for one another. But sometimes that meanness can really come out. And these are some of those battles that we fight, right? Like with King David, he knew probably from a really early age who God was and that connection and love of him. How many of us, we might have skipped over some of those places. And in that, we start to pick up and identify and label ourselves some of these things that the mean say to us. Those are challenges. Those are things that bring us to our knees, fill us with pain, and sometimes we want to erase and escape from it. The guest that will be coming here tonight will have a name that they will share with us. And in sharing this name, I think they're going to also share with us the change that happened for them. How many of you out there have had within your own life? I know I have, and I can see so many people here who love Mary and who can see some of the changes within their own life. I like what Christy has to say here. She says, it's hard time to find with family to teach them about God, and reading Mary's Bible stories with kids and grandkids is a fabulous opportunity. And I think you're absolutely right. Linda states, beautiful poem, Mary, many names, we all get called. The acceptance in Christ is our hope. You're absolutely right. Linda, I know, works with a lot of people that have a lot of challenges with addiction, and in that place of numbing, it is hard to know who you are and what those names can possibly be. So I think with how Mary is able to capture the word, bring things forward, and bring things really to life. My own family, I've been sharing these stories with them, and they agree that the part about story helps to draw us all in. That's what connects all of us, right? If somebody talks a lot about facts and figures, we're like, those are great. But when we connect with the emotion of the story, that's impactful, and that's what brings things forward. So with Mary, it looks like her guest is here. So I'm going to bring this person up, and I think all of you will be in for a wonderful treat. Like I said, they've come from miles and miles away, and we're able to get through all of the challenges with COVID. And so we are excited to bring them here. Are you ready, everybody? Who's ready? Who's ready out there? Here we are. Welcome. Well, hello. It is so great to see you. Hello, Shema. Thank you for coming here and being with us and sharing part of David's story. It looks like you played an important part, and maybe some that might not know and understand how crucial your part was. Would you like to share with us tonight, even though you've come such a long way, of what it is in your life and how you helped David?
Oh, I see you've got his picture up here. Yes, I was the third son, and Jesse was the eighth. And like Mary had said, she's right. Eliab didn't really take much to David. He mostly ignored him. And David found he could get his attention when he hollered at him that the latch needed fixed on the gate. It's like, Eliab, the latch needs fixed on the gate, or the sheep will get out. And we all laughed, the youngest telling the oldest what to do. We didn't get to tell him what to do. He didn't think it was so funny. And David did that more than once. So when he was old enough to be trained as a shepherd, Eliab said, I'm not going with that brat. And the second oldest always agreed with him. He goes, well, don't look at me. I know. Let's give it to Shema. So I was the one that got to train him. And my name means destruction. And I don't know what happened when I was born. Maybe it was a storm. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I didn't look good and they didn't think I'd make it. But actually, I don't think they thought David would make it either. They said he was all ruddy, and Father said, I don't know if he'll make it. I think that's something we had in common. And me being the old or middle child, I could see important things of the older ones, and yet I could see importance in the younger ones. Family is important. So I did my best to train David. I didn't even think it would ever matter. But when I was older, my name got changed to Fame. Who do you think did that? It took a king. I said, I'm not famous. And he said, you've always been with me, Shema. You are famous. And you're the one that taught me how to throw the rocks. I remember one landing on my foot. But he did get better. But so my name changed just by me doing the family things I was supposed to do. Supposed to help the little one learn how to manage the sheep and protect himself.
Right. Without your training of throwing the rocks, I don't know if David would have been as accurate. I think he would have had enough confidence, but the accuracy was really important because he really only had one or two shots at this. So Shema, we can really thank you for helping him to be so accurate. And we're really glad that even though the rock might have fallen on your toe, that you pursued and in still helping them. That is a true big brother and not getting too vexed with him. So I think that's fantastic. A lot of people are excited that you're here. This is very exciting. Wow, what a wonderful visitor. So I knew that you would be a welcome guest here. It looks like even Linda, she says, I see a whole video series of your brother and each brother's telling a bit about the book. What do you think, Shema? Would you like an offer like that? You know, you're doing pretty good on camera tonight.
Oh, there's so many stories. Yes, I suppose I could come up with a story or two to tell what it was like growing up with David.
Right. I believe that you can. Shema, you have been so wonderful to come all of this distance as well as all of the time to make it here through all of your challenges. Yet you arrived and you have shared with us some really important stories. Shema, is there anything else that you would like to share before we give away a third gift tonight?
Just remember that small tasks that seem sometimes boring, God can teach us. And if we learn the small things, then maybe God can build on that. But if not, maybe it's what you're helping someone else do.
Right. And just like you did, you helped David learn how to care for the sheep, accuracy with the rock, teaching them all of the things that needed to be caring for. And we are so glad that you took that up and helped someone out, because always behind the great people that we see in our life, there is somebody else who is a fantastic teacher. And I feel like that's who you were to King David. Did you guys continue to grow up through your lifetime as children were born and families grew?
Oh, yes. Our sons were even best friends. And if you read farther on in Samuel, you'll find out that even Eliab's and David's granddaughters married the same man, which was the king then at that time. So, Eliab and David made up. And when David was in trouble, the whole family was there.
Right. That I think is an important piece about what family can do for each other. We may not always agree on things, and we may have our little spats, and sometimes we might not even like our sibling. But in the end, when we can see trouble happening, I think we gather together, we offer prayers, and do our best to support. Shema, you have been a fantastic support to King David, and I hope that more tonight dive into this amazing book. And did you know that Mary has given away this story over 3 times tonight already? And now we're going to be giving away a final gift for everyone out there, an Amazon gift card. And if you aren't familiar with what Amazon is, well, maybe tell me your guesses what an Amazon is.
Well, isn't that kind of a place with a lot of snakes and river and jungle? You're going to bring a gift out of the jungle?
Well, this is part of that modern day world that we really probably can help support you with. Basically, what Amazon is a place where a lot of things have the opportunity, a lot of people can go there and buy things, kind of like the big markets of your day. So
Okay.
King David, this book will be at that market, and many people will be able to get there, see it, and click what we call a link. Not like a link on a chain physically, but an electronic link that will give them this book as they exchange money. So that's kind of how it works. Maybe that helps. We love it. It looks like a lot of people are exciting. And Linda is now like, I don't remember reading this. I'm going to do some digging. See, Shema, if we can get more people into the Word of God, hopefully more testimonies are built and foundations for families can continue. So thank you so much,
Great.
Shema, for coming tonight. This is fantastic. You got me all choked up. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And let's give away this Amazon gift card. Let's see who wants it. Who is ready? Rolling the dice. And it looks like it lands on, if I can read through my tears, Lori Jean Jones. Lori Jean Jones, you are the winner tonight of this Amazon gift card. So stay with us and we'll connect with you through private message. Only if I write the name down. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Shema, is there anything that you would like to say on behalf of Mary before we close everything down?
Well, if you enjoy the stories and stuff, be sure to tell your friends. I believe this broadcast will be visible for a few days.
You are right about that. You are right about that. It'll be out there, and we'll even be able to do what's called a replay so that people who might have been missing or late can still continue to watch it and follow through with it. So we are really excited about that opportunity. Shema, thank you for coming so far. Tell Mary that we missed her after this little bit of the evening, but she's got the replay to follow through. I love what her friends are saying. Congrats. Great job, Mary. What a fantastic evening. Even Shelley Phillips, wonderful. Good job. How fun. Thank you, everybody, for coming, for joining. Watch the replay. Tell and share with your friends. We'll put the links all down below, just like those electronic links and physical links to life lessons from King David and Grandma. Your opportunity to get it is today. It's a great story as holidays are coming up to share with family and maybe strengthen and build some more.
Right.
Goodbye, everybody. Woo!